This lecture over Hinduism is the first in a series on the great world religions. On this opening slide, you see the sacred symbol for Hinduism, the Om, which stands for the Atman or soul and has connections to Brahman, the supreme. The Om is a sacred incantation found at the beginning and end of the Vedas, Hinduism's sacred text, and is often used during prayers and religious ceremonies. The religion of Hinduism originated in India about 4,000 years ago, making Hinduism the oldest living religion or religion still practiced today. There is no single founder of Hinduism like with most religions. Rather, through the centuries, there have been many important figures who have added to the religion to make it what it is today. The main religious texts used by Hindus are the four Vedas, which are the oldest religious works used to define truth for Hindus. The present form of the Vedas was compiled between 1200 and 200 BCE, and Hindus believe the Vedas were received by scholars directly from God. Originally, the stories were passed down orally, but over many hundreds of years were transcribed into books. The Vedas have four parts that include hymns of praise, rituals and prayers, instructions for worship and meditation, and the mystical and philosophical teachings of Hinduism. Since Hinduism originated in India, it is still the most widely practiced religion in the country and very popular to the north in the country of Nepal. Hindus account for about 80% of the Indian and Nepalese populations. Hindus account for about 1 billion followers worldwide. It is also the fourth largest faith in the United States with about 2.29 million followers. Hindus believe in one supreme and impersonal God, Brahman, who is present in the soul or Atman of all living things. Brahman is regarded as the universal spirit. Brahman is the all-knowing and creating spiritual force of the universe and takes many forms in different deities. Hindus are polytheistic, meaning they worship many gods. But at the core of the religion, the different gods they worship are all different manifestations of the one supreme, Brahman. Hindus believe in reincarnation, or the cycle of birth, death, and then rebirth. Depending on how you live your life and your karma or good deeds will determine who you are reborn as or reincarnated as in your next life. Hindus believe you are born male or female, rich or poor, etc., based on your past life's actions. Hindus also follow the concept of dharma, or living a moral life as dictated by the Hindu scriptures. Lastly, the goal of Hinduism is to break the cycle of or stop reincarnating. The ultimate goal for a Hindu is to reach moksha, or the state when your soul is united with Brahman and becomes one with the universe. Reaching moksha is seen as liberation from the cycle of reincarnation and earthly suffering. Hinduism has three major deities that are joined together in the Trimurti. Think tri means three. The three main gods are Brahma, the creator, not to be confused with the one supreme Brahman, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. As stated before, Hindus are polytheistic, and there are thousands of gods and goddesses worshipped in the Hindu religion. For our purposes, we will focus only on the Trimurti. These three gods work together to bring balance and stability to the universe. When Brahma creates, Vishnu works to preserve the good, and Shiva will destroy the bad. Vishnu is one of the most important gods in Hinduism. He is the protector and preserver of the universe. Vishnu returns to earth in troubled times to help restore balance. According to Hindu beliefs, Vishnu has been reincarnated 9 times, and on the 10th time the world will come to an end. His most famous incarnation or form was that of Krishna, the legendary hero from the epic poem the Mahabharata. Written around 400 BCE, it is the longest epic ever written in history, with over 100,000 verses. The other main god worshipped in Hinduism is Shiva, the destroyer. Shiva destroys the imperfections in the world, and because of his complicated role can be perceived as both good and evil at times. Shiva works with the other gods to bring balance in the cycle of creation. He is also known as the Lord of Dance, and dances the Tandava, which is seen as a source of energy in the universe for creation, preservation, dissolution, or destruction. As Lord Shiva dances, his energy allows this cycle to continue. One of his dances is known as the dance of death or destruction. Lord Shiva's dancing has a large cultural impact on India, and many traditional Indian dances are based on the descriptions of his dances in Hindu texts. We will watch a short video of traditional Tandava on the next slide. Shiva with his wife Parvati are seen as a symbol for perfect marriage, as they bring balance to each other. Shiva is typically seen as more volatile, and his wife the soothing presence that protects the universe from his fury. They have a marriage of equality and are seen as an example for humans. The last god of the Trimurti is Brahma. Again, this is not the same as the Brahmin or the supreme spirit of the universe. Brahma is the god of creation and the author of the four Vedas, the holiest books in Hinduism. He is revered for his contribution of the Vedas, but is rarely worshipped today and has very few temples in India. The biggest holiday in Hinduism is Diwali, the festival of lights. Diwali celebrates good over evil and focuses on light over darkness. Many Hindus dedicate Diwali celebrations to the goddess Lakshmi, goddess of wealth and prosperity. Diwali celebrations are characterized by the use of fire, light, and fireworks. On the next slides are pictures of Diwali celebrations.